Hey there fellow Minecrafters, welcome back to the Directly series here. This is Jason and welcome to another Minecraft Redstone tutorial. I'm going to be looking at, as you can see at the side of me right here, the Sculk sensor in Minecraft 1.19. So this is going to be a Sculk sensor guide or a Redstone guide so that you get pretty much the basic information so that you kind of know the essentials when it comes to this component in Minecraft and in Minecraft Redstone. And let's get straight into it. So as you can see, this is the Sculk sensor with these really eerie tentacles on top. You can find these in the deep dark biomes in the caves, as well as also the ancient cities and stuff as well. And this is what it looks like. And essentially what this is it's a sound proximity detector in Minecraft, pretty much. It detects vibrations in the game, which is quite a new and awesome little feature in the game. And I'm going to try my best to explain all the ins and outs of it. Now, basically how these actually work is that they check a 9-block radius around them. So it's not a massive area, but within that 9-block radius, it's going to be checking for vibrations in the game. And if it does find a vibration, then the vibration will go back to the sensor at a rate of 20 blocks a second, which is pretty quick. And then the sensor itself will become activated for 2 seconds. Now, basically, the sensor itself doesn't react if it's just been placed down, and it also doesn't react if it's currently activated or a vibration is currently coming back to it. So it's fairly selective on when it actually activates, but as you can see, if I cause a block placing sound near it, you'll see that it activated. And if we place one over here as well, you might be able to see the vibration particle effect as well that causes it to activate. Now, specifically, like I mentioned earlier, there is a cooldown where basically there's a 1-tick cooldown, so a very, very small cooldown when the Sculk sensor is actually placed down. So as you can see, I just placed down this one and it didn't react to itself. There was a very small cooldown when I placed it down. And also there is a cooldown effect, obviously, when it's deactivated, so that it doesn't just keep activated all the time. So when it actually turns off, there's a very small delay until it can actually be activated again. So now that we've gone through all those little details, I can now actually talk about Sculk sensors and Redstone, because it's pretty awesome. And as I said to you before, it's a vibration or a sound proximity detector. So essentially what it means is that if there is a sound or a vibration that it detects, the closer it is to the sensor, the stronger the redstone output actually is. So a Sculk sensor has a maximum power level or a maximum power output of 15. So all the way to here. And obviously the weakest is 1, or if the vibration is not close enough to the sensor, then it won't react at all. So as you will see right here, if I actually place a block on top of it, you will see that it actually came out with a strength of 14 because it's 1 block away from the sensor. But you can actually get a max power if you drop an item entity onto it. So as you can see, in this case, it actually did 15 block output, or a 15 redstone signal output with this block on top. And as we go further away right here, you'll see that the redstone signal strength gets less and less all the way to the end. So as you can see, this one is now redstone strength 3. And then we've got, this might be 2 or 1. So now we are to 1. Now if we go 1 more away, you'll notice that the Sculk sensor is now not reacting at all, because of its detection area. Now there are a few cases where the Sculk sensor will not sort of react. So other Sculk sources or the Warden do not trigger the Sculk sensor. The only other case where it does actually happen is when you actually have a Sculk Shrieker. So this is a Sculk Shrieker block right here, and this is responsible for allowing the Warden to spawn in the deep dark biomes in the ancient cities. If there's any Shriekers, they actually become paired up with the Sculk sensor. So if the Sculk sensor is connected to Redstone like this, it'll actually do the redstone output, but also it will relay or send the vibration to the Shrieker. So if we place down a block right here, you will see that it will try and send it, but obviously the Sculk Shrieker has to be within range of the sensor. I thought I put it close enough. Obviously I didn't. So as you will be able to see right here, if we then place a block right here, you'll be able to see that it sent a vibration to this Shrieker because it was in its 9x9 detection area. Another interesting thing as well is that wool blocks do not let the sensor actually activate. So as you can see, I'm placing wool all the way around it and it's not reacting to the sort of destroy and the place block sounds, and that's because they are wool blocks. But they also actually act as a shield as well. So if I place a block right here and create a sound over here, you will see that those wool blocks actually guard the the Sculk sensor from actually activating. But if I actually place a block here, then it does actually activate because this block is higher than these wool blocks. So the vibration can actually get to the sensor from the top right here. But obviously over here, it will not actually work, as you can see, and it will not react to any sounds. Alright everyone, another slight redstone detail is that pistons, sticky pistons, slime blocks and honey blocks cannot interact with the Sculk sensors. So you're essentially not able to move them around using pistons and these other blocks as well. That will not work, so please bear that in mind when you're trying to do redstone components and creations that you actually make. Also, when the player is actually sneaking around, the movement sounds, the falling sounds, and any shooting sounds that come from the player do not cause the sensor to actually activate. So as you can see, it's not reacting to this, but as soon as I start walking around and not sneaking, it will actually react to that. Now, the final redstone detail, which I think is also the most useful aspect of Sculk sensors in Minecraft, is they have a special operation when it comes to comparators in Minecraft. So essentially what comparators allow you to do when actually attached to a Sculk sensor is actually produce a redstone output depending on what sound it actually is. So that's very much different to its normal functionality, because essentially if you don't have a comparator on the side, then it's just a vibration proximity detector, and any sound will actually be able to cause any signal strength. But with a comparator, particular sounds will create different levels of output or redstone signal strength from the Sculk sensor. So I'm now going to go to a list so that we can actually explore this in more detail. Alright everyone, I'm going to leave this link in the description of the video, but this is the Minecraft wiki page for the Sculk sensor, and as you can see we have a vibration amplitudes section in here, and this actually explains what sounds cause what redstone signal strength from the Sculk sensor and the comparator. So as you can see, there is output 1 all the way to output 15, as you can see, and different sounds cause different outputs. So for example, hitting the ground from a particular height will cause an output of 5, and also a lightning strike will actually cause a signal strength of 15. And another example is a shearing sound. When you actually use a pair of shears in the game, will actually cause an output of 9. So I will leave this link in the description of the video so that you can look at it in more detail, so that you can see the various things. But I am going to try 2 of these sounds in the game once I get back to it. Alright everyone, the sounds I'm going to actually try out with this comparator is, the first one I'm going to do is an eating sound. Now an eating sound, as you will see on the wiki page, should actually produce a signal strength of 8. So if we actually start munching right here, you'll see that that is indeed an output of 8. So you might have seen right there that there are 8 redstone lamps that actually lit up because of that. So let's do that again. And as you will see, that is indeed 8. So using a comparator will actually make the outputs actually consistent with each other no matter where. So if we actually are a bit away from the Sculk sensor as well, you'll notice that actually using that, it still outputs a signal strength of 8. So it allows you to have consistent amounts of redstone output depending on what the sound actually is. Now, unfortunately, the sound sort of profiles, or depending on how it reacts, isn't specific per sound. There are like groups of sounds that actually emit the same number, but there are a few cases where a particular sound, you know, only has 1 signal strength output. But as I said, usually per signal strength, there are maybe 3 or 4 or up to 5 different sounds that will cause that output to actually be emitted from the Sculk sensor and the comparator. Now the next one I'm going to try right here is a lightning bolt, and that should give us a full 15. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to summon a lightning bolt right at our position right here. And if we actually do this, you will see that that indeed lights up the entire load of redstone lamps, which does mean a signal strength of 15. So that is pretty dang awesome, and it does allow quite a few different applications. Alright everyone, that's about it for this redstone tutorial. It just kind of goes over the main basic details for the Sculk sensor and how it actually operates in the game, as well as little redstone details so that you understand how it works as a vibration proximity detector, but also as a comparator detector which has consistent output as well. But if you did enjoy this video and learn something new, then a like and subscribe on the channel would be very much appreciated, and click the notification bell so you stay notified of any future videos. If you want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter is on screen right now or in the description of the video if you want to do that. And I hope to reach 20,000 subscribers as my next goal. So if you could help me achieve that, then that'd be absolutely amazing. Thanks for stopping by and watching, and hopefully I'll see you in a new video. See you guys next time.